Another good whiting. Oh, smashed him into the sounder. Whoops. Morning everybody. Today, a little bit of early morning breeze, run out tide, water's like mud. We're fishing in current and the goal is snapper and maybe a few whiting along the way. So I'm just having a quick sound around, see what I can find. And this is just all sort of rubbly, reefy bottom. So the bonus is that you do get a bit of a mixed bag here. I'm just marking a couple more snapper now. So good area for big snapper, but also some quality whiting. So we'll see how we go. That's what I like to see. A good one sitting right on the bottom. See how they're just thicker and redder and you're getting a proper arch, whereas this is all scratchy, just rubbish, but that's a solid fish, like a full boomerang. Rather than dropping a mark every time you see something, I'll just do a little loop around and then you've got like a circle on your trail on the GPS. Because this is all just ground through here, got marks everywhere. I don't need more. This way I can keep searching and come back to it. This water is cold, it needs to warm up. It's the only trouble, you'll have snapper here, but whether they chew or not is another thing. I reckon the water's about 2 to 3 degrees off being what it needs to be for these snapper to really fire up. But anyway, we'll give it a shot. 2 whiting, 2 schnapper, squid. We'll go strip on one and a calamari ring on the other. I might put a burley pot in too in a sec, I think. That's it. Nice and simple. And then, just to be doing it properly, I'll put that in the current, make sure it's not spinning. I'm just using, at the moment, I think it's a 6-ounce sinker, and it seems to be heaps on that one. And on this one, I'll put a 4, because I reckon if the 4 holds, then I'll use that. I'd rather use a smaller sinker than a bigger one. And if the 4 holds just fine, then I will swap that one out when I check that bait again. It's important too, like this little dropper here doesn't seem like much, but it just gets your bait off the bottom. But also if you get snagged, that'll break off and you don't lose the whole rig. But in this part of the world too, you think the bottom's not rough, but it's bizarre how often you can and do get snagged. And you really notice it when the tide backs off, that you just start getting hung up all the time. So having that little breakaway does help. Yeah, there's really not a lot of tide. I reckon I could even go a smaller sinker than a 4-ounce. Of course you're not going to shut. It's not pretty, but it'll work. All right, send it. I'd normally have the down rigger, but I forgot it. Oh, Balmain bug. There you go. It's a little bit different. A Balmain bug. They're actually good eating, but you don't get heaps of meat out of them. They've just got that little tail section. It's a female full of eggs, so she's got to go back. She should go back anyway. But a bit of a unique creature. Let's send her. She'll just float and spin her way back to the bottom. There's a little rattly bite there. Oh, come on, maybe that was a snapper. I think it's a snapper. It feels like a snapper. Oh. That was a snapper. Just that ratty little bite. Bugger. Because they're just picking away at the bait, you don't get as good a hookup. You get that outside of the mouth hookup. Bloody hell. Oh, let's go again. What have we got? What have we got? It's coming in the right way. That'll do. Bit of bycatch while waiting for the snapper. I'll take that. Nice one. Definitely a thing that you can fish for whiting pretty well wherever you fish for your snapper. Into the chiller bag for that one. Stupid whitings. I'll take that one though. There we go. Something to break up the boredom between the snapper, which may not happen. I'm just not good at catching early season snapper. That's a nice one. There we go. Look at that. Stop it. Look at that. See that hook? Like, that's a big hook for what most people would regard for a whiting, but watch this. So once you get a decent sized whiting, they have a reasonably, okay, he's not going to play the game, but like I could fit my finger straight down his mouth, no problem. But the main thing is that big hook always tends to pin them really well in that hard part around here, so you don't drop them as often. All right, tide's picked up and now the pot's not sitting on the bottom. So I'll show you a cool little trick for a quick way to add weight to the pot. Just get some of your easy rig sliders, rip the clip off like that, a couple of those, and then, oh, there goes, oh, there's a bite on the big rod. Come on. That doesn't look impressive. That looks like a, oh, maybe. I don't think that's a stingray. Way that's carrying on, could be. All right, we'll get back to the burley pot later. All right, we got something going on here anyway. I'll get that out the way. Oh, that one's snagged. What we got, it's coming around this way. All goes well, it'll go under the other line. All right. In fact, I can move that to there. I don't know. It's something. What we got? It's actually just got really nice. That wind's just clapped out. Oh, it's a snapper. That wind's just clapped out and it's actually just instantly sort of got a bit warm. It's a snapper that banged around a lot, that didn't pull a lot of line for a fish that seems to be pretty reasonable. Oh, he's a nice one. If I get this, we're on the board. Oh, of course you did. Oh, I'm doing my best to catch it on the whiting line. You sort of got to glide them up in this tide. Let me tell you, when you get a really big one, it freaks you out a bit when you can't sort of drag the head of the fish up in the current. There we go. Job done. That was not too bad as far as my standards go for making things look way more difficult than they should be. All right, let's get him in and we can get him back, because that's a beautiful fish, but I sort of don't need to keep him. I've got enough fish here. There we go. All right, pliers. Come on, just behave. I'll get this hook out for you, mate. There we go. Job done, people. That's a nice one. That would be my first proper snapper for the season. And I'm happy with that. Let's send it back. Head into the current. Happy with that one. A couple of whiting, lost a snapper, got a snapper. Let's get another one. Got myself a tangle. Beautiful. All right, everything just got really serious. Rod's back in, everything done. Let's get back to this Burley pot. So I've got a clip on there and I'll just get another one and we'll just stick it on here somewhere. No real rhyme or reason to it. Let's grab that so I can rip it through. And then a couple of big bomb sinkers. 1, 2 on there, another one on there. And then if you need, you can put more or you can take them off. Close that clip up a bit. There we go. Now, let's see how that goes. Get this out of the way. Come on. That's a snapper. There we go. I reckon that fish whacked the bait 30 to 45 seconds ago and then there was nothing, and then he come back, tapped it again, and then committed. A lot of head shaking, not a lot of running. And just keeping that rod out to the side just to try and keep him away from the other lines, but 100%, knowing my form, he will collect the rod. If he can just stay out the back, out on that line, that would be good. Haven't done a lot. This is amazing. Actually getting a little bit warm. The wind's died off and I'm catching fish. 3 things I haven't been able to do for months. Come on, mate. Come on. Okay, we're winning a bit now. It's so hard to tell. I don't know if he's just a 3 or 4 kilo fish, or it could pop up and be a big one. Just hasn't done anything. There's a bit of weight on it. The other one I'm doing too, I'm only running 40-pound leader at the moment. Just early season, trying to keep everything a bit slimmer, I suppose. And look, you can use 40-pound the whole way through the season, but a lot of guys like to go heavier because of your gummies and all that other stuff. But I don't know, I just like that slightly lighter leader. Yeah, see, it's a little bit smaller. Really light coloured fish. There we go. Happy with that. Oh, sorry. I would sort of, if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say that fish has not long been in the port, been that light colour like that. Not big, but he'll do. Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll get this hook out. It's just a single circle. That was on a tiny little bait again. Oh, there's the bait there. There we go. Just that guy there. Send him back. Beautiful. Snapper, whiting, it's all good. Get a gummy, be the grand slam. So that was the bait. Literally, that's how big it was. And for that fish to just tap away at it like it did, sort of shows that they're not necessarily crashing the baits because the water's cold. And they will, but you know, they're probably doing it at certain times, like at night and stuff when they're feeding really hard. But I'll send that for another lap for a minute. What is this? Nothing? Oh no, I got something on there. Maybe I foul hooked a whiting or something. That's on too. Maybe they're small snappers. Oh, salmon. There you go. Bad day for him because he is going to be bait. And I'd say that's what's on this. Alrighty. Racking up the species. Oh, the baby snapper. The pinky. It's funny how, like, we call them pinkies, New South Wales. They're like little ones, a cockney brim. And then they call them, in South Australia, I think they call them ruggers. But yeah, they all snapper. Go and get big. All right. You see there too, that's my hook rig. Hooks are really close together because I'm just fishing little baits. So they're nice and short. And I've got J hooks on this guy here, just for those fish that are picking away at the bait. I can strike on them. You tend to still hook them in the mouth when they're feeding like that, rather than down deep. Oh, I'm gonna break a rod. So you can just cut these beautiful little strips like that, and then if I go like this, like look at that, it just tapers out to that beautiful thin tail end, so it has a little bit of wriggle in the current. Great bait. Send it. These little guys can go away and their big brothers can come back. Go away.
Spikes and hooks. So this is just part and parcel of the snapper fishing. You know, sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. If we get absolutely mauled by little guys, then we might move, but for the most part, I'm hoping it's just a, you know, a wave of a few fish going through, and then the next wave of fish could be big fish, or the big fish will push the little fish out. So, you know, they can be an absolute nightmare when you're whiting fishing those little guys, but for the most part, out in this deeper water, when the big guys want to feed, they'll feed. I reckon they push the little ones out of the way to get the bait. So, but if you're getting absolutely destroyed by them, then it's probably worth moving. Just getting into that part where hopefully the tide will start to slow a touch. And hopefully we'll get a bit of another flurry on bigger fish. This isn't a big one though, like he's pulled no line. There's the leader, there's the fish. Yeah, it's just a tiny one. Just a pinky. There we go. Just a little guy. On my double dangle. That'd be a pinky. Leave my baits alone. What is that? Now that's a kingy bait. If the water was a bit warmer, this guy would be in a lot of trouble. That would be a nice big kingfish bait. Ow, stop it. That would be a prime big kingfish bait. It's a cow and young. I think that's a pinky. I think it's a pinky. Yeah. Oh, how's that? Proper whiting on a pair of 6.0s. There you go. I've got the whiting baits out, but no, he decides to eat the big piece of squid. That's a nice one. Look at that. Big hook. That's a 6.0. Pinned him nicely. Wasn't much of a fight, I suppose, on the snapper gear, but anyway, whiting's a whiting. Good. There we go. Are you on? That's a whiting. That's a whiting, I think. Is it? Yep. Nice. Not a huge one, but that'll do. Get him in the bag. Got ya. That's another good one. Another good whiting. There you go. See that? That's why you swing them in. That thing came off mid-air. Ta-da! Okay, that bait's still good. That's it. Righty. Come on. A couple more whiting, be good. tide's just about done. That's why they're being a bit funny. They're not eating it properly. Got ya. Come on. Oh no, that's another nice one. There we go. They're starting to just really tap at the bait now because that tide's really backing off. There's probably only another 10, 15 minutes left in it and everything will probably shut down, but I'll have had a good session, so. Rude. There we go. There we go. Another one. Not as big, but it's okay. And if you're interested in what gear I'm using, all the gear links are in the description. So you can see what the whiting and snapper outfits are, the hooks I'm using, and then you can get out here and do the same thing. Got it. That's a better one. Yeah, it's a nice one. Oh, smashed him into the sounder. Whoops. Done. Come on, don't get off. Oh, what is that? Oh, a big pike followed him up. A massive pike sitting at the back of the boat, or a snook. In the bag. In the bag. I reckon I'm going to fish for about 5 more minutes, then it's home time. That'll be the tide turning down the mouth, I reckon. That wind picking up. Jeez. Settle, tiger. Settle. That will do. It's another good one. I actually went down to a smaller bait just because they're being so silly and not eating properly. And it seems to be working. Huh? The big snook's back. Ooh, that might be a bit better. Ooh, this could be... This is a whiting, it's a good one. I think it is. Come on, be a big whiting. It's doing the right stuff. That's a good whiting, that one. That's a proper one. That's a proper whiting. Look at that. There you go. Love it. Whiting and snapper on the same spots, and these are the whiting that I love chasing on the snapper grounds. Big fatties like that. All right, I'm done. I have a nice bag of whiting. I haven't kept my 20, which is what the Victorian bag limit is. I think I've probably got about a dozen there, but that's heaps for me. 24 fillets, really good session. Couple of reds, few big whiting. Today has produced better than I thought it would, so I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead and head home before this wind gets up to, which I reckon it will now this tide's gonna turn. So I've had fun. I hope you have. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel. But for now, I've got to clean up this mess and head home.